There are other types of cheats. Typically happens in a village. The landlord would be there and there will be a farmer who is actually doing the farming, take care of the land, and they will steal some part of the grain. A little grain they will steal. If 50 kilos or 500 kilos of rice is grown, they will say that only 400 kilos have grown. 100 kilos they have already taken. The one who steals the grains, Mushnatam Pataye Namaha. So, in Kaivalya Upanishad, talks about the kind of sins that will be vanished by chanting Sri Rudram. Yaha chadarudriya mamite logni bhutha bhavati bhutho bhavati surabhanat bhutho bhavati brahmahadyat bhutho bhavati krityak krityat bhutho bhavati tasmat avimuktam ashtrito bhavati adhyashtrami sarvato sagridutva japet. Even the one who drank the liquor, one who killed a brahmanas, one who did an activity which is not supposed to be done, so all these things are vanished by chanting Sri Rudram. So Rudram, that's the benefit of chanting Rudram. It is not encouraging that you should do those crimes, but knowingly or unknowingly we might have already done it. So such papa can be vanished by doing this, by chanting Sri Rudram. Especially when you understand the meaning and chanting it. So now the other question comes is, if we abuse this particular rules and then we surrender to the Lord and say that Lord excuse me, even with sincerity, and Lord excuse us, what happened to those pabas? Will it go and affect the Lord? So we need to be very clear in mind, Bhagavan does not suffer with any of this papa or punya. That's because he is asanga. He is not connected with that. He just provides the basic foundation, basic infrastructure to run your life. How you run your life is totally independent of Ishvara. What does that mean is, from a Lord's perspective, He provides the basic infrastructure, good and bad are common to Him. Let's say there is an industrial estate. Government provides infrastructure there. It provides electricity, it provides water, it provides gas. It provides all the facilities to run that industry. There is a guy who makes something and sell it in a legal way. And there is somebody who is making an illegal thing and selling it. Government is not affected by the good thing or the bad thing. The punishment is given to the person who actually doing the illegal thing, not to the infrastructure provided. Similarly, the Lord provides the complete infrastructure to everybody. Whether to do a good one or to do a bad one is an individual choice. Stikhavi Jigagum Sat. Continuing. Namo Simadbhyo Naktancharadbhya Prakantanam Pataye Namaha. Naktam Charadbhyo. People who move during the night with swords and knives to rob people. This is the night thieves. Such people, you are there. Hey Lord, you are in that form. My salutations to you. Nama Vukshne Girichara Yakuluncha Nam Pataye Namaha. Vukshne Namaha. One who wears a turban. Turban wearing is a culture in India. In a lot of places we do that. In Punjab we see, even in Gujarat we see, even in Tamil Nadu, some parts we see, in Andhra we see. So wearing turban is a common thing. Salutations to the one who wears a turban. Kulunchana. Ku means the earth. One who steals the earth. The chores who are doing related to real estate chores. Steal a house, steal a flat, property. Right? So they steal that. And the Lord of such stealers, my salutations to you. So in all these things, basically it's telling Lord in all these slogas generally. Lord, you are the Lord of all the 5 great crimes. All the crimes. It could be a arsoning, it could be a poisoning, stealing, attacking weaponless people, right? Or appropriating the land, or grabbing another's wife. So all these things, you are behind them, right? And my respects and my salutations to all of this. As I promised earlier, we will do little bit clear understanding on why this kind of negative things are being talked about in this particular Anuvaka. When Lord created this universe, He created the living beings, that's it. He created humans, that's it. He did not create a doctor. He did not create a lawyer. He did not create a chore, a thief. He simply created a human. But what human did is, we created different types of thieves, different types of doctors, different types of professionals, different types of, different roles. We started considering it. So it's the role of the Jiva who made this happen. Think of it. When we say this person is a thief, is he stealing all 24/7? He sleeps, he eats, he walks, he talks like normal people. So there are several parts of the day he's doing different roles. And one of the role being thieves, stealing. Immediately we brand that person a thief. So this branding, this kind of unjudgmental thing is the incorrect one. Incorrectly we attribute that it's an act. He committed an act of stealing. That was for a specific period of time. That's it. But we brand him completely as a thief. That's the kind of mistake. Labeling him like that is what is the mistake we always do. By chanting these mantras with a clear understanding of the meaning, this kind of a judgmental attitude will go away. When the judgmental attitude goes away, we can see the true nature of that person, and the love will prevail. And that's the purpose of chanting this Rudram. Not for doing a prayachita karma. Of course, the prayachitam will happen. That's a avantrapalan. Just for that avantrapalan, you should not do something. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say, when we eat food, we go to washroom. But nobody eat food for going to the washroom. Going to the washroom is a secondary aspect of it. Getting rid of our papas is the secondary aspect of it. The primary aspect of it is, let's not do papa from now on. And for that, this Rudram will be very, very helpful in our day-to-day life. Nama Ishumadbhyo Dhanbhavibhyascha Vo Namaha. So, until now, the role of Sakhamanaya, which we start in the beginning, is ending. In the first mantra, we talked about Namas Sakhamanaya. Once you surrender, he will bless. That part is concluded. Now we are getting into a different style on this. Nama Ishumadbhyo Dhanbhavibhyascha Vo Namaha. The Vo Namaha would be continuously there from now on. So, my salutations to who has the arrows and who hold the bows. As you, to you. The Vo Namaha means Yasmabhyam Namaha. I salute to people, to them meaning one who has the bow and arrow, because they are you. They are nothing but you. Therefore, I accept them as you. So in the previous one I explained that it is judgmental. So let's say that we eliminate the judgmental part of it. So what is the true nature? There is a human standing there. What do I see? I see a human standing there with a bow and an arrow. Until now, what was I thinking? I was thinking that he is a thief who is going to steal from me. Maybe he is a thief. Maybe he is not a thief. He is a soldier to protect me. Maybe it is Lord Rama standing there. I don't know. It's judgmental. Whatever I say, it's judgmental. But what is a fact? A person standing there with a bow and an arrow. Period. Nothing more. And how can a person stand with a bow and an arrow? Is he alive? Yes. If this person is alive, who is the reason for his life? That is nothing but you, Lord. Therefore, the person whom I see with a bow and arrow standing there is nothing but you. Therefore, my namaskarams to that person. You see, it's just a paradigm shift in the thinking. Nothing else. It's not a great thing. It's not a rocket science. It's a question of paradigm shift in our mind, in our thinking process. That's it. Nama atanvanebhya pratitadanebhyascha vo namaha. It's now same context, right? The arrows and bows, but it is kept in a different stages, right? Now one is ready to fight, one is ready to put that like that, right? So you can see that as different devatas, right? One is ready to strike, a devata ready to strike in the form of a lightning, a devata ready to strike as a thunder, a devata ready to strike as a rain, a devata ready to strike as a coronavirus, a devata ready to strike as some other disease. So it's all devatas which are ready to strike. Whoever is in that form is nothing but you, therefore my namaskarams to that. Let's not blame. We should not blame the weather. The weather is bad. Today's weather is so bad. No, it's not. The weather is not bad. Our attitude to take that weather is bad. We don't have capacity to take that weather. It's not that, cold weather is very good for us. No, I'm not telling that. If cold weather is bad, we cannot take that cold weather. Let's put on an extra sweater and manage with that. But don't blame the weather. The weather itself is not bad. Don't blame the person. The person itself is not bad. Maybe the guna of that person is not liking to you. So that's what is mentioned here. Adan vanebhyaha. Nama ayachadbhyo visrujadbhyascha vo namaha. So until now, the salutations to you in the form of those who is drawing a string in a bow to fight. Until now, what were we telling? It's frightening. It was a bhaya hetu. Right now, we see the same person as a abhaya swarupam. Because we see him as a Lord, he becomes the abhaya swarupam. The same thing. There is nothing has changed. It's the same thing that exists there. The same person is standing there, but now we are telling that person is a Lord. My salutations to you, but it is not frightening because I see him as a Lord. It's a change in how you visualize things, but not change in the vastu itself. So that's why this O Namaha is important on all these slokas here. Namosyadbhyo vidyadbhyascha vo namaha. So here, even that person has hit the target. That the arrow has gone and struck that victim. And it has pierced the target. Vedana. The Vedana part. The Vedana is coming here. And even in this case, I see you in that crying, in that Vedana, I see you. Since I see you in that Vedana, it is no longer frightening to me. In Abhirami Andadi, we have that Maniye, Maniyin Voliye, Volirum Manipunainda Aniye, Aniyum Manikkarage, Anugadavarku Piniye, Pinikki Marunde. Pinikki Marunde. Piniye, Pinikki Marunde. Both of that are you. And that is being told, and because of that reason, I bow to you in the form of those troubles. Nama ase nebhyasaya nebhyascha vo namaha. So until now, the activities were taken. the roles played by individual is taken. So in this universe, whatever we see and whatever we experience are Nama, Rupa, Karma. Nama, Rupa, Karma. These are the three things that we are seeing here. The Nama part we have seen, different types of thieves we talked about it. That is Nama. And Rupa part also we have seen so far. Like the sun we talked about it, sun rays we talked about it. Now we are coming to the karma part of it. The activity. A person could be sitting posture. Whoever is in a sitting posture is nothing but you. Therefore, my namaskarams to that person who is sitting. Like a king. A judge sitting in a courtroom. So, legislator sitting in a legislative assembly. So these are all the people who are sitting there in a sitting posture and they have command on it. Anybody in a sitting posture, my namaskarams to you. Sayane bhyashchavo namaha. Anybody in the lying posture, my namaskarams to you. Because if they are lying, that's simply because of your grace. They are lying there. Say for example, a snake is in a lying posture, which is very frightening. And by looking at it, we get, by mere looking at it, we get frightened. So, such things are nothing but you, my namaskarams to you. And we see that in the Ishvara's one as Abhayahastam. Right? Abhayahastam is basically, Dakshinamurti or any Swami, you see that's what it is talking about it. So, the concept here we need to think is, whatever objects you see in the world, you cover that with the Ishvara Buddhi. Isa Vasyam Idagam Sarvam Yat Kinjat Jagadavyam Jagat. You cover the entire world with the Ishvara Buddhi. By covering with the Ishvara Buddhi, that's your perception will automatically change onto that. Namasvabadhyo jagradbhyashchavo namaha. He said earlier, sayanebhyashchavo, just lying down. Now the person who is sleeping in dream, or a person who is in a jagrat, who is in an awake state. So anybody in an awake state, my namaskarams to you, because they are the form of you. Anybody who is in a dream state, my namaskarams to you, because they are the form of you. Whether it is Jagrat or Swapna, it doesn't matter. All of them are potential dangers. Because your mind could keep thinking. And your mind could do any papa karmas. During Jagrat or in sleep also. You may not know that you are doing a papa karma, but that doesn't mean that Jiva doesn't do it. Therefore, my namaskarams to you. Namastishtabhyo davadbhyashchavo namaha. So until now, we talked about the living things. So what about the non-living things? So the non-living things also, you can classify that, in fact, the both living things and non-living things can be classified in two different forms. Sthavaras and Jangamas. One that moves and one that is immobile. The immobile one, like mountains, trees, my namaskarams to you, because they are the manifestations of you, Lord itself. And Jangamas, anything that moves, the animals for that matter, any animal, or not only animal, river, wind, or devatas like Yama, Surya, all these things are moving. So they are Jangamas. So my namaskarams to all Jangamas here, who is in your form. Namah sabhabhyas sabhabadibhyascha vo namaha. It's not individual. There are collections of this individual in a samashti way, a group, a set, a community. That is a sabha. Anything that is a sabha, my namaskarams to you, that sabha is nothing but your manifestation. Therefore, my namaskarams. And if there is a sabha, there is a leader, a deemed leader or a natural leader. And my respects and salutations to that leader, that Sabhabadi. Sabhabadi is Nadraja. The Nadraja Peruman in Chittambaram is called Sabhabadi. Namo asvebhyo asvabadibhyascha vo namaha. Aswam is horse. My salutation to the horse, who is nothing but the manifestation of yourself. And Aswabhadi, one who owns, one who is the lord of that Aswas, the horses. My respects to that, because that person is also a manifestation of yourself. In Vedic language, Aswam means all that moves in the heaven. And the sun, all the 7 rays, the Vibjyar of the sun rays is also called Aswam. So to all of them, my namaskars. When you talk about Aswapati, it's basically one who sits on that and commands that. That's the Devata, that's the king or the soldier who will be the protection for us. Therefore, my namaskarams to you. So this brings closure to Anuvaga 3. This is one of the very, very nice Anuvaga. If you look at a surface level, it appears that it is only talking about the thieves. It keeps on telling that I am this, I am that. But in reality, it has much more deeper meaning. This Anuvaga is no different than what Bhagavan Sri Krishna talks about it in chapter 10, Vibhuti Yogam, in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan has taken the best among every groups and says that I am in every group like this. In Rishis, I am in Makarishis, I am in Narada, right? In Devarishis, I am Narada, right? I forgot even. In everything, he was talking about only the good, the best ones on each of the groups. That's how he was talking about it. Here, we are talking about all the negative things, the worst thing, like, thieves, who are killer, right? That the one we are taking it here and talking about it. Essentially, whether it is the top or the bottom, it is just the Ishvara. That's the tatparyam of this. People should not misunderstand. There are some people who think that, look at that. Krishna is on all the good things. All the bad things are Shiva. There are thinking like that. These are all wasteful thinking. Stupidity. There is no difference between Narayana and Shiva. When you go to that level, we are talking about there is only one. There is nothing other than that one. It's Advaitam. That's what it exists. So what Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita is the same thing that what is being chanted here. Absolutely no difference. There also, the body what we see as a Narada is nothing but Lord Krishna's body, which is nothing but Lord Shiva's body, which is nothing but the Brahman. Here, when we talked about a thief body is nothing but Lord Krishna's body, the Lord nothing but Lord Shiva's body, nothing but that Eka Rupam. So there is absolutely no difference. What exists is Shivam, Santam, Advaitam. Nothing Eka Rupam. Nothing other than that. Om Tat Sat.